Hi, and welcome back to Katawa Shoujo, where we're continuing where we left off. So, let's get into it. Rin must have stamina and dexterity far above a normal person to be able to live like she does. But she's wearing out working on this. Why push yourself so much? Take a break or something at least. Continue tomorrow if it's bad. This gives her a pause. A long one, too. Feeling like a mental yawn. I don't think so, Hasao. I'm not pushing myself. Sure looks like you are. No, it's not about pushing or pulling or anything related to that kind of thing. There's this boy. A boy? Yeah. Where? At the art club. And? He is blind. Oh, how can he paint if you're blind? No idea. My God. So why is he there? That's the point. He is there. She really should speak more than one word at a time to make this feel more like a discussion and less of an interrogation. You can't really do anything that you'd call art, right? But he comes there anyway and paints. Why? I don't know why. I don't know. That's why I asked. So? He doesn't paint often, but I think his paintings are very interesting. I'm sure they are. I once tried that, painting with my eyes closed. Wasn't too interesting, and cleaning up the floor took ages. Didn't try it again. But he is becoming better at sculpting. I see. Maybe she was trying to make a point with this. Maybe she forgot she had one. Seems like the art club is full of interesting people. Not really. Pretty blunt statement, and she totally missed the sarcasm. No. Just like I said, they are not very interesting. I usually don't have much interest in people who are not interesting. Maybe you have. Maybe. But that boy is interesting. Maybe I'm like that boy, or maybe you are. Maybe everyone is. Doing things you can't do, just because you can. That's pretty deep, I think. And tell that to her. You're a deep one. Nah, I'm a really shallow and thoughtless person. People say that to me all the time. Did you know I can only think of 4 things at a time? No, but now I do. Right now I'm thinking of the second floor girls' toilet ice cream flavored ice cream, the middle toe, and a haircut. I'm going to need a haircut. She shakes her head around vigorously, letting her short messy hair ruffle wildly around. I can see that doing it is something that she likes to do. We fall silent as Rin trends around absent-mindedly, poking some brushes around, and thought about the art club stick in my head for a long while longer. I feel like I'm trending on very unknown territory with art. The way these meetings with Rin go, it's as though I'm staring at a smoking habit or something. Or I'm starting a smoking habit or something. I should probably stop talking to her. No. It's not like I dislike her, despite the confusing her being herself causes. I don't dislike art either. I've even drawn for fun sometimes. I just don't have a real creative drive or any technical skill. So usually if I draw something, I get white paper syndrome and just freeze completely. That, or I manage to draw something disfigured and promptly get frustrated at my inability to put the picture in my head down on the paper. Then call it quits without really even trying to make an effort. Rin clearly does have this problem, but she frustrates me in another way. Being with her is like looking into a mirror that doesn't reflect anything. It makes one question the insanity of the act. Rin sits down on her box, swaying from side to side, apparently comfortable with the uncomfortable silence. She is staring at me again, and maybe over my shoulder. I can't quite figure out where her eyes are focused on. I'm thinking of leaving so she can carry on working undistracted, and that I can do whatever I'm going to do alone. It's not like I have anything that must be done today. Oh shoot! Who? Nobody, I just forgot to tell Hanako that Lily was looking for her. Do you know her from my class? Oh, her, the mystery toilet girl. That person is funny. I saw her going to the toilet 5 times during one recess 3 weeks ago. I'm sure it's the world record. It was very mysterious. That's why you call her the mystery toilet girl? What other reason could there possibly be? What if there is? It's an eternal mystery. I didn't follow her in there. Maybe it was the week before that. Could have been. Looking at her makes me hungry. Don't say that. At least not around her. Rin turns to look at me blankly, as if she's not sure why I reproved her. But she doesn't acknowledge understanding any more than before. So I give up at least this point. So do you want to go eat dinner then? No, not yet. Rin has turned her hungry gaze back to the wall, looking slightly more energetic, or at least slightly less lethargic than she did before. It's as if the wall is an opponent she has to vanquish, something she must overcome before she can indulge in dinner. This is the feeling I get. A weird sense of empathy overcomes me and makes me smile a little to myself. For all her oddity, Rin is pretty cool after all. I'll be going anyway. Have fun. Rin has already grasped the brush and is dipping it in the fresh paint, so of course she can't hear me anymore, or doesn't answer anything if she does. Adhering to the nurse's nagging voice in the back of my head, I set an alarm to wake up early enough to go jogging again. I made a promise and I'm going to keep it. Besides, Emmy is bound to rat on me if I don't show up. But it's not all that bad. La da 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 da, broken heart. My morning alarm goes off, and I flail about uselessly for a while until I remember that I've decided to give morning runs another shot. I don't know if it was the greatest idea, but I'm determined to keep going. This is about my health, after all. Sure, things haven't been great lately for me, but that hasn't made existence so intolerable that I'm not going to try everything I can to stay healthy. Besides, it's all about asserting some kind of control over this thing, right? If I manage that, well, I can manage anything. At least that's what I keep telling myself. Once again, it would appear that I'm not alone in my run. Emmy has apparently been here for some time. It looks like she's already worked up a good sweat. Just when the hell does she come down here anyway? Oh, it's you! I'm surprised to see you again. Why's that? Well, not many people actually manage to come back for a second try. She frowned, seemingly annoyed by a passing thought. Like the rest of the track team, for instance. Still, it was only supposed to be a volunteer basis, so it's not that big of a shock. And I guess it's pretty early in the morning. A shrug and suddenly it appears that she's forgotten what she was talking about. The frown disappears entirely, and she seems to snap back into her previous train of thought. So, come on then. What? You're here to run again, right? Well, yeah. So come on. I find myself suddenly grabbing and yanking onto the track, and yanked onto the track. Things seems to set mirroring what? Things seem to set on mirroring yesterday's run. That is, I seem to be struggling while Emmy moves with an effortlessness that I find whatever. It's incredibly bothersome to be so easily worn out. I know I should be patient, work toward things gradually, but it's difficult to stay positive about this. We round the track and start on our second lap. Emmy seems to have grown impatient keeping pace with me, and begins to pull away. This is where I gave out yesterday. Will I be able to do more? Let's go for it. What am I doing here? Am I really just going to fold and let Emmy pull aside? I speed up. The second lap's done quickly, and without even considering it, I keep going. Emmy looks back over her shoulder at me and grins. Still going? Wouldn't you want to think I'm out of shape? Emmy laughs without breaking her stride, no less, and speeds up even more. Well, this is the way we're going to play things. I increase my own pace as well. I can feel my lungs burning, and my legs are starting to question just what the hell I think I'm doing. Lactic acid screams in my muscles, but I close my ears. I can't let myself fall behind because that would be a loss. The rational voice in my head inquires mildly just when we starting playing a game. I'd answer it, but I'm having a lot of trouble thinking about the present. She's so fast! Whoa. What was the last thing I said? How the hell does she keep it? It's like a string is pulling at my chest, a choking feeling of narrowness and pain. Before I think of anything else, then, oh shit, and the track disappears from under my feet. I stumble, one hand shooting down to clutch at my chest, and the other hitting the track to keep me from falling on my face. Abby reels around and her eyes widen. Hasao! She yells at me, sprinting from the other side of the track. What's wrong? Nothing, just... Keep your breathing steady. Calm down, don't panic. Don't panic. Do you need me to get a nurse? What kind of face is that? I close my eyes, shutting out the outside world. My heart struggles to regain its rhythm. Slowly, the pain in my chest begins to subside. Soon, it's gone, like nothing happened. It was nothing? No, something happened there. Excuse me. I open my eyes again and glance at the very worried Emmy. That doesn't look like a worried face. I think I'm fine. My voice sounds weird even to myself. Oddly, even a matter of fact. It makes Emmy frown. I don't think you are. She seems to come to a decision and nods to herself. Right, you're coming with me. You got to see the nurse. Emmy grabs my arm and drags me up. I feel a bit wobbly, but I refuse the shoulder Emmy offers for support. Honestly, I'm a little ashamed by my own weakness. I'd really rather not have Emmy concerned about me, but it seems to be too late. Heck, I'd really rather not have anyone concerned about my condition, though at this point it seems to be late for that as well. I like to be able to deal with the whole thing on my own, without being a bother to anyone else. While I'm wishing for things, I'd rather not have this condition in the first place. Nurse! Emmy crashes into the office without knocking, but it doesn't alarm the nurse in the least. Good morning, Sunshine. What's up? Well, that's creepy. Sunshine. Anyway, He calmly sips his coffee mug and lays it down after following Emmy's gaze to looking in the doorway. To me, looming in the doorway. Sal, what brings you here? We were running and he stumbled over and started grabbing at his chest, and I thought, God, why does that happen? We were running and he stumbles over his chest and started grabbing his chest, and I thought I'd come get you and make him wait there, but he said he's okay, but then I thought you should see him anyway, and... Easy there, Emmy. Calm down. Sal, what happened? I don't know, we were running, and then my chest started hurting like the time before, but it went away after a few seconds. It was just a flutter or something. The nurse frowns as if to say that just a flutter is some kind of oxymoron. I didn't mean this, wait, what? I didn't mean quite this when I suggested to get some exercise. You gotta be more careful, Hassan. I was being careful, come to think of it, I just got into a race with a member of the track team. Doesn't seem as well reasoned as I thought it would. You just what? That is, I was racing Emmy. Emmy, is this true? Emmy fidgets, looking adorably country. Well... Finally, she can't seem to bring herself to say it aloud, and merely nods. The nurse sighs and rubs his forehead with one hand tightly. Emmy, you've got to be more sensible to the limits of others. I don't know if he told you, but Hassan has a bad heart, and getting him to race you was incredibly irresponsible. Actually, I started it. The nurse is stunned by my statement. You what? We were just running, and Amy started to pull away, so I sped up to catch her. The nurse stares at the ceiling, mutters a prayer for patience to some god or another, and looks back down at the both of us. So you're both stupid, what? What kind of person calls us stupid? That's a comfort, I guess. Now come on, Asao. I've got to make sure your heart's not going to explode or something. I obey and follow him to the adjacent room, where we ascertain that I am, in fact, not going to keel over and die. So how does it feel? I don't know, nothing much. Tired, but it might just be from the exercise. You should stay here for a few hours and rest, and we'll see how you feel after that. I'm not going to object, so I lie down in the infirmary bed. A thoroughly miserable Emmy comes in after getting an earful from the nurse in the other room. I couldn't hear what he said, though, through the closed door, but I'm sure it wasn't pleasantries. Look, I'm really sorry. I should have been more careful. Hey, you didn't know. It's not your fault. She looks awfully down and sorry, and my reassurance don't do anything much to cheer her up. I want to make it up to you. And with the decisive nod, So you have to come. So you have to come to lunch with me. I'll bring it for you, okay? Something really, really good. I start with you don't have to, but then shut up, and just nod at her when I see her face. Good. We meet on the roof. We? Yep, the weather's nice now, so the roof's a great spot for lunch, you know. I see. You'll come, right? You wouldn't deny me the chance to make it up to you. Of course not. Great. See you there. I stay afloat somewhere between asleep and awake, feeling completely drained. Not only my body, but all of me is limp and paralyzed, apart from my senses. I swallow with difficulty and then try to lie as still as I can, which in this state is not a very hard thing to do. The nurse is shuffling around the other side of the curtains he draws to give me privacy. I can see his shadow shifting around in the sunlight. He has opened the window of his office. It's windy outside. The clean white curtains flutter in the breeze in a heavy, lazy motion, like waves. Light shifts through them slowly, half absorbing into the fabric. I close my eyes. The breeze on my face feels like the soft fabric of the curtains. I listen to the sound of my heartbeat for a moment, trying to shut out the sound of the nurse typing away on his computer, and my own heavy breathing. It's steady. Damn it, not even a week and I end up like this again. Excuse me. I really screwed up this time. Should have known better than to play half-baked sports star in front of a real one. And why did I try to act brave? Like the heart flutter was not a big deal, even when it was obvious that it was. It was just a reflex to push it away, to keep it inside. I didn't want it to happen. I didn't want Emmy to see it. Arrgh. Stupid, stupid, stupid! I have to be more careful or I'll end up in the hospital again, or worse. That's my final thought before I give in to the tiredness. Okay, so I think that's enough for this episode. Next time we'll continue from here. So, see you guys later.